Hello guys, what I'm working on here today is a 2013 Yukon Dinali. It's a friend of mine's vehicle. Said that the brakes felt kind of weird, not grabbing properly. What happened here is the front pads, if you're going to change your own pads, remember, just take out the two bolts, pull the caliper off, take a C-clamp with one of the old pads, put it against that, squeeze it back together, make sure you take off the brake fluid cap before compressing the pistons back in. What happened on this particular vehicle is the brake pads got rusty, got stuck in there, wore them right down to just about nothing. If you look at the brake pad really close, you'll see it's thicker on top, thin on the bottom. That's because it locked into the retainer and just wore right down to nothing. Best thing to do is when you replace your pads, you want to make sure there's a nice loose fit. If it's not loose, it's going to get stuck. Your pads are going to wear right down to nothing. So make sure when you put your pads back on, they're on with grease. What I use is Permatex Ceramic Extreme Brake Parts Lubricant. Best stuff on the market as far as I'm concerned. A lot of people got their choices, but I like that. Anyway, when your brake pad goes on, a lot of people put them on, they tap them on with a hammer. Not good. You want to grind down the edges of the very bottom of the pad and then on top. Grind them down just a little bit so they fit in nice and loose. You don't want to grind them down too much, just enough so they fit in nice and loose. You want a nice loose pad. Otherwise, if they're going in real tight, they're going to stay there. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up with the same problem that this one had. The pads are going to wear right down to nothing. Once you get both pads in, and you get a nice play, they're moving around good, you're all set. So, once you got your pads back in, if you got to grind the edges of the pads down just so they slide in nice, put the grease on them, put your pads on, they'll slide right in place just like that. Put your caliper back on, tighten it down, make sure you put your filler cap back on, and you should be all set.